Hi everyone, I am Sahar Karachordu. Welcome back to my channel. I am a metaphysical therapist, a life coach, and author of 2 books related to self-development, reincarnation, and how we can use energy, healing, and the laws of the universe to help ourselves and make our lives better. So if you're interested in my books, you can look at them. This video is about past life regression. After a few videos which I have shared some content on this topic, I've got many scattered questions from everywhere, and I thought maybe I should put them all together in one video and answer those questions. So the first question is, what is past life regression? Past life regression is a metaphysical therapy, which means it is about understanding the root cause of an issue. In metaphysical therapies, whether it is past life regression, whether it is inner child, whether it is shadow work, whether it is, family constellation or soul macrocosm drama, and many other more types of such work, we deal with the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is a part of your mind which has access to a lot of memories which your conscious mind, the mind with which you're living your day-to-day life, the mind who knows how to calculate, how to distinguish, how to judge, has a sense of right and wrong, has no access to it. So it's a part of your memory which has been existed from eons of times, and which very well you can have access to it, but because you don't know how to access it, those memories will remain suppressed, and some of them are redundant and they no more work for us. But because our subconscious mind works on patterns, we continue to use those old learnings, conditionings, beliefs, and operate from those memories. So when we do a past life regression, the therapist will help you to go to the very root cause of the issue. I would say 80% of the times, that if the therapist is seasoned, she or he can get it right, and then help you remove those memories or reprogram those memories or understand and change your perception. So basically, through any such metaphysical therapy, especially past life regression, we would be working with your subconscious mind, trying to go and find out the root cause of the issue and remove the root cause and let go of what is no more serving you, so that you can have a fresh start and you can have a fresh way of looking at life. Because our life is actually the consequence of our perception, whatever we know of life from the past. Our mind is incapable of creating something new unless we change the old programming and then give the mind the space to recreate or restart or relook at life in a different way. So this is what is past life regression and how does it work. The second question is, what are the benefits of past life regression therapy? If done right, the past life regression therapy can help you with any form of dis-ease. We won't call it disease, we call it dis-ease in the body, physical, mental, emotional. It can also help you understand the repeated patterns of your relationships if they are unhealthy, toxic. It can also understand why are you living your life a certain way, and why is it that you are not able to, let's say, reap the benefits of your effort despite all that you are putting in. It can also help you with financial issues. Usually our financial issues are actually transgenerational issues. These are the issues as a result of certain belief system or whatever happened to our ancestors, especially the father lineage. So past life regression can actually help you with finances. It can also help you with psychological issues. However, psychological issues, some of them are actually soul experiences. The soul has chosen to go through those experiences. So depending on what kind of a psychological issue it is, past life regression can work and help you in 70 to 80% of the cases. It also can help you progress spiritually, know yourself better, and actually lead a better life, because our stress and our worry is a result of our fear of change and unknown. That we don't know what's going to happen. We are not sure of our capabilities, that if something odd happens, some adversities shows up, how are we going to handle it? Are we Are we equipped to handle those difficulties? So once you see a past life and you understand the vastness of your soul and the depth of the wisdom of your soul that it carries, and also the warmth of the heart, you know, that you have had, and the love in your heart, then you feel you are equipped to handle situations. So you tend to become calmer, and you tend to be acting wiser, because you go back, you bring that wisdom, you bring that insight, and you start looking at life differently. Now the third question is, how can I prepare for a past life regression session? Well, you don't have to really prepare for a past life regression session. That's the job of your therapist. What you can do is to make sure you're fully ready, in terms of having no judgments about yourself or other people and the situation, having no rigidity how the solution should appear, and this is what the resolution I want. So being open-minded and being courageous is all that you need to see a past life. Now when I say courageous, that doesn't mean you're going to go and encounter something really drastic and ugly. Sometimes it may be, but you need to realize everything happened in the past, and everything happened for a reason, and the reason you're suffering right now is because you forgot the reason and the lesson. So we are going to go and understand that there's no sense of judgment, and there is no one way of doing something or one solution for all. So if you're open-minded, that's the only preparation probably you need to be able to do a past life regression. Rest of it is the job of your therapist to facilitate you. And the next question is, what can I expect during a past life regression session? Nothing. Have no expectation. If you really want the session to go well, and if you really want that you should benefit to the maximum, and if you really want you should get genuine answers, the best is to drop all your expectations, all your resistance, all your judgments, all your doubts, apprehensions and fears, and just go very openly, very calmly. Of course, it's a new experience. It may sound exciting and adventurous, but you genuinely shouldn't be expecting anything, because any expectation limits the possibilities of a resolution or the extent of a resolution. So it's better you do not have any expectation. How do I know if the memories I access are real or not? So this is a question I get asked by many people. Even people who have done few sessions with me, they still ask the same question. Well, if you want to understand why it is real, is it real or not, you need to understand the functioning of the mind. Your mind, no matter how proud of it you may be, no matter how great you think it is, unfortunately has no capability to create anything new. It can only recreate something it has experienced or witnessed in any form or shape, by seeing, hearing, going through it. So if you're seeing it, you need to believe it. Because the purpose is not, and also because your mind is a collective memory. So it is not important you are the hero of your past life. What is important is, are you getting the resolution? You need to focus on the resolution and not on the drama that would unfold in the past life session. Okay? So how can I verify the accuracy of my past lives? The only way you can verify the accuracy of your past life is to see and understand if the patterns are matching, if the dots are connecting, and if it was a famous life. Like I have a life of a very famous actress in the past. So I could actually go online and verify all those incidents with the year and, whenever it happened, few such lifetimes. I also have had clients who were of some fame in the past, so they could also go and verify it online. But any other way is to see how it resonates with your life, and how those patterns are unfolding, and how the resolution, there's an aha moment, there's a knowing. You need to be able to detect that. If you detect that, then it is correct and accurate. You really don't need proof. Understand one thing, proof and reason is something your conscious mind needs. And your conscious mind has no answer to what you're seeking from a past life, because the answer is coming from the subconscious mind, which already knows. So it doesn't need proof. Proof is from the space of ego. Knowing and wisdom is from a space of love. So that's what you need to really be aware of before going to a session. How can I integrate the insights and lessons from my past lives into my present life? Well, if your therapist is seasoned, you don't need to do anything. Everything would happen during the session. Sometimes you get advice and messages, and there's a plan which is shown to you, and you are being asked to follow certain steps or do certain things, or stay away from certain things. So you just need to follow them consciously once you're out of the session. But to integrate is the job of your therapist. That's why you need a therapist. You can't possibly integrate the lessons on your own unless you yourself are a past life regressionist or a metaphysical therapist who has really understood how these things work and has experience of it. The next question is, what are some of the common challenges or difficulties that people face during or after past life regression session? I haven't really come across any challenges during or after. The only challenge can be the person is of a left brain person, which means the critical mind is extremely active. The sense of judgment and resistance is extremely high. So in such cases, therapists like me don't take the case. We ask the person to do certain homework and get prepared before coming and wasting their time and money with someone like us. So if you really want to experience a past life, because you're not finding the answer and the solution, you need to have trust in yourself, in the process, in the therapist, and allow the session to unfold without any expectation. If you think you already know everything and your critical mind is so activated and wants to put logic and answer and reason to everything, then it's going to be a failure, at your part. So any seasoned therapist, knowing that you are going to be doing this, because during consultation I usually check what are the mental faculties of the client which are developed. If it is too much of a logical brain, it's going to be a waste of time and energy for me, and also money and time for the client. So I don't really advise it. I give them some homework and I ask them to stay with it, and this is how all my students do it. None of my students will pick up a case where the client is not willing and is not ready and is too critical and too judgmental of himself or herself, because no point wasting the money. So this is the only difficulty that I have faced. I have, however, had a few cases, maybe out of the 10,000 cases I have done, 4 or 5 such cases where there was so much of fear of the pain that is going to show up, where the client genuinely couldn't get into a past life. The client was very fearful. So in such cases, usually I am clairvoyant. So I see with the client, or I'm a few seconds ahead of the client. So then I can maneuver through it. But these are the difficulties. The other thing I experienced is that sometimes some client, probably again 4 to 5 cases or maybe 10 cases, where client came to me where they past life regression done earlier were not completely resolved. So they came back with sense of discomfort, a little sadness, some unanswered questions still. So that's why we suggest, or at least I won't say we suggest, I suggest, please, if you're new to this concept, go to a therapist who knows what she or he is doing, and allow the therapist to take care of the session and help you. If you want to do it on your own to save some few bucks, eventually you will need a therapist, because I am 100% sure after you open a past life and you see it, whether on your own or with someone who's unexperienced, there would be unresolved issues which will bother you. So eventually you will go and see, now you have to go and find a really good therapist. So again, you would be spending the money and the time. So don't waste your time and money like that. Understand this is for your benefit, and nothing in this world is more worth than your well-being. So how much ever you spend in terms of energy, money and time, it is less, because you're doing it for yourself. It is an investment for your life. So do it the right way. So these are the few things I have noticed, but fortunately I have been blessed not to have any issues so far, and it has been always a very great experience. So the next question is, how can I deal with any negative emotions or reactions that may arise from the past lives? First of all, you don't have to deal with anything if you're working with a therapist. As I said, it's the job of the therapist to take care of everything during the session so that you don't have to do anything after the session. However, if there are physical health issues, let's say kidney stone, let's say some liver problem, and you have done the work, any form of metaphysical therapist, usually it takes 3 to 7 days for the body to come to a space of comfort. And initially you may feel the symptoms and pain and everything because the body has to readjust to the new levels of the energy. If there are emotional issues, again for a few days you will feel it till your system completely gets cleansed of that emotion or the fear or whatever you were dealing with during the session. This is natural because we have a dense body and our emotions are denser than our thoughts and past life beliefs. So for them to get dissolved completely and move out of the system, we need a window. However, a past life regression or any metaphysical therapy continues to heal and work on you for the next 1 year. So it's not just a session and few days later. The effect, the positive effect and the healing continues almost for a year, if not more. So you will see as you grow, and if you're aware and if you can keep going back and matching their patterns and understanding their wisdom and the insight and connecting the dots backward, you will realize that actually you have had a very progressive but slow and gradual way of healing after a metaphysical therapy. How many sessions do I need to experience the full benefits of a past life? Depends on the issue you're dealing, how many layers are to that issue, what all beliefs are there, if it is transgenerational, if it is a spiritual work you're doing, what is the purpose of why you're doing what you're doing with a therapist. So it depends what you're looking at, how deep the wound is, and what is the outcome that you're looking at. So it depends. Some people get it right in the first session, and some people go on like me and do over 800 sessions and still they are thirsty for the wisdom. So it depends what you're looking at. The next and last question is, how do I do my past life regressions? I do it either online or I do it in person. I do a consultation. Without a consultation, I do not take any cases because it is important. I can identify the root cause from where it is originated, what are the mental faculties of a client that are developed if the client is ready, in order not to waste your time, your energy, your money, and honestly even my time and my energy. That's also very precious to me. I can do a lot more with it. So depending on that, things happen. Consultation is 2 hours. Do I teach past life regression? Yes, of course I teach. In fact, twice a year I have therapist training programs that come up, and I train people over a period of 9 days, which is a residential program, to become a past life regressionist, post which I give 1 year of support and I help them practice, submit cases, and then once I have enough cases and I'm confident that the student has learned and practiced and has done a few sessions, like about 20 sessions in front of me, the person is ready to take on as a therapist. So it's a 9-day program followed by 1 year of supervision and hand-holding, and then the client is either on their own or they actually join me into the pool of the therapists that we have in our community of therapists, and then work with me through certain conditions. Yeah, so I think I've answered all questions so far, and I hope this video will serve all of you, whoever were looking for these kind of answers and you wanted to know more. God bless you all till we meet and connect in the next video. Take care.